guys, it's all gone wrong. 7:49 outside Coco Bongo. I fell in with the wrong crowd, money got low, and now we're out here in the morning trapping early doors. Or maybe I'm here for a Chichén Itzá tour. Apparently you can clap at the bottom of the stairs and you hear it all the way up. Have to put that conspiracy to the test. So thanks Ash for giving me that one. Maybe I can make it on your podcast now. Also got a Senote as well, one of the more aesthetic Senotes on the way for the tour. And we're also going to Volodad town. Is it Volodad? I don't know how to pronounce it. Also, I'm shooting on the GoPro Hero 12 today. It's fully waterproof, so it'll be a good test for the GoPro against the DJI. I've set both the camera settings the same, so it's both 1080 with 30 frames per second. Should be the same quality in theory, but we'll see. We'll see if the audio is clearer, we'll see if the picture's clearer. So yeah, it'll be a good test, let's see. GoPro versus DJI, here we go. I'm hoping it's not ages. I'm hoping it's like a 9 to 3, back at 4, back at half 3. I don't want to be back at 5 or 6, man, that is so long. Had to buy a locker, I need to buy a life vest to swim, it's mandatory. 65 nugs for a locker, 65 nugs for the life jacket, 130 nugs down, ain't even left the car park. But it's the equivalent of like, it's like £6. 6 of the king's finest. Lizzie would be turning in her grave. Locked here, got my life jacket. Tight though, bloody hell. Look at this. Bro said he knows the spot, and I do. Airline's cooked, man. I'm in South America, we're going to Turkey next. Antalya 2026. Look at this, man. This is one of those places, guys. You've got to come here. And also, is it me? Or can no one swim? Like people that you always see in these places, they're just kicking their legs or splashing their arms. Arms, legs, swim. No one can swim, I don't know why. This is why you need a GoPro for water, because you don't want to be looking like auntie over there. Look at I'm getting up now because the tour guide Lalo? Yeah, I think that's his name. He said we got an hour here. Don't know what his government name is, but yeah, he called himself Lalo. Maybe he's involved in the narcotics, but yeah. He said be back in an hour, so I think it's been about half an hour. So I thought like go back, be on the safe side. Look at the tree there. What? Someone definitely made a mistake on the blueprints. Someone definitely got fired. Yeah guys, definitely come here, highly recommend. It's a cool place. This is what it looks like from above. Some naked dons behind me. Must be a shortage of good looking men in South America. Some of these men are 2 words. Punching. It's like the burnt chip trying to scrap Tyson Fury. Wow. Wow. You know, there's a mismatch. You know, there's just a mismatch. We all know that a cup upset is on the cards. You know, Plymouth beat Liverpool 1-0. We all know it's possible, but a cup upset is, it shouldn't be this routine from what I've seen on this tour. It should not be this routine, it should not be this common. Cup upsets always happen, but it's inevitable. Yeah, it's inevitable. That's life. But there are leagues. You know, we have leagues for a reason, to separate the levels, and that's why we only get a couple upsets. Guys, maybe it's the problem with the leagues, I'm not sure. So we got told an hour, everyone else is back, and there's still loads of empty seats. All these tarts here, they're like one family. This is another reason why the group stuff is long, man. You can't just go and leave. On the way back.
I know you did, yo sé que sí, pero con otro nombre, but with a different name. Maybe you heard them as an Los de la universidad te dan muy bien el librito. The ones at the University of Dresden, they take care about this book. And they do a really good job. Que trabajas con arqueología y historia. You gotta prove that you work with arqueology.
Mine's been making paper for years.
Bueno, el segundo libro, second book.
It's definitely a bit thicker. Feels a bit more like when cardboard gets wet. That's what it feels like, sort of when cardboard gets wet and it dries. That's sort of a slightly thicker texture. Hangman now, guys. This should improve my Spanish.
But they count 20 by 20 in a by-decimal system. Los mayas contaban de 20 en 20.
Got a book now, guys.
Yes. 15, 15, 16, 16, 17, 17, 18, 19, 18, 19. Así en forma inglés, así de facilito, ¿va?
Just straight to the good stuff.
Just
goes to show you how advanced and primitive people were. The Egyptians, the Mayan people, terracottas in China, like, humans' knowledge has been very advanced for a very, very, very long time. It's not a new thing. I mean, we were talking last night in the hostel about how people went to the moon back in the day, and how the average scientific calculator has more technology in it than the space shuttles that went to the moon with, so Apollo 13, Apollo 7, etc, etc. So it goes to show you, man, humans have passed on our way for years. It's not a new thing, it goes back centuries to the primitive people. Just end up on the Senote. Just get down the bus, ring the bells, they've got their mirrors out, they're doing their hair, doing their makeup, doing it all.
Denle
I do this one,
paramos,
the little dot there, dot there, dot there.
After
Some dragon glass. The Mayan wildlings.
Mayan people, they
Yeah,
love
man, the
baseball.
Mayan wildlings, they were ahead of us at their
Les
time.
encanta el béisbol.
They didn't have to stop
Fútbol, right here. Ahí paré yo el día de ayer.
the army.
Por ese dato curioso está.
Al final del día, haciéndote va a estar cargado de mala energía. That would be charged about energies. Y aparte, para
it's
que
getting us all
funcione,
thrust, personally,
works with you, hay que
can't prove it.
sintonizarlo con tu
No, but I
energía.
can't
You
prove
have
it.
to link it by your...
This guy's Mayan.
Ahorita te voy a enseñar otra fotito. I will show you another
Greeted the
picture.
president of Mexico when she came here.
ahorita que
And he's now
termine,
greeting us. So that is pretty
once we
cool.
finish.
That is pretty cool.
Voy a saludarlos en maya.
Guys, we're in the Mayan market. The guy was just saying that anything bought here, the money goes back to the families to make it. We're gonna have to buy something now. But yeah, it's going to a good cause, man. You can't hate. Let me find something that's small, something that's portable, something that I could take home, it's not breakable, something that I could give to a Mayan girl. Let's go. Let's go down that route. Let's look for a gift for a Mayan wife. A lot of it is spiritual stuff, so self-care, protectionist, etc., etc. Proper cool. Proper cool. Yeah, now we're in my section. The Mayan liquor. Got a lot more China-ware statues. It's a cool style, man. I'm not normally one for knickknacks and that, but it's actually quite a cool style. Gotta give it to them. It's food time, so we've got this big buffet, basically in this cafeteria. And they have Mayan pizza, traditional Mayan food over here. Yeah, with a buffet, start small, try everything, and then narrow it down to what hits, go for seconds on that. So I told you guys, start small and try everything. What I will say, guys, is you see these tortillas? I had these tortillas when I went out with Ash to that traditional thing, was El Fogo. I was have to edit that vlog, so I'll put a thing in there. But the traditional tortillas, the original ones, the authentic ones, are these ones. They're a lot more white in colour, and they ever so slightly have a bit of crisp on them, but not too much. They're quite soft. And when you eat them, you can feel how fresh they are because they just taste very pure, very sort of bread-based. Obviously, the ones you get in the shop, they have a bit more elasticity to them. These ones are definitely a lot more bread-like. Third course, fourth course, not sure. Guys, got chatting to a lady. Apparently it's 2 churros each, and I got a 7. Stacked. And here we are, guys, Coco Temple. One of the 7 wonders of the world.
To cover all temples, to hide them, to hide buildings, events and rituals in this place. My friends.
Time for some history lessons. So Chichén Itzá stands for the whale's mouth and the wise men of the water. And it's actually built on the well. So underneath the temple, there's basically a body of water. And there's essentially like a 4 meter, sort of like a barrier that runs around in the ground. And that protects the structure from falling down. In this area, there's a lot of Senote. The Mayan people believe they're derived from the 7 serpents that used to rule the world. And they sort of come up through the cross and go back down again. As the Mayan population grew, they built one. So the first one's a lot smaller inside. And they built the second one around it, and then they built the third one around that. So the tour guide was saying if they didn't get invaded by Spain and the Mayan population didn't get wiped out, then there's a higher chance they could have. Okay guys, we're back in the arena, which is this. So the referees would be in 1, 2, and then 3 just at the end. I don't know if you can see that. And then 4, that's the royal box, that's where the royal family would be. And then there's one more just here, and there's one more just here, and then there'd be one final referee up here. So there were 7 referees in total, plus the family in the royal box. And long story short, the Mayans were playing Quidditch. They had to get the ball through these rings. So there was 2 teams of 6, was it 6 a side? 6, it was 6 a side. So you'd have a captain on the sledge here, and you'd have 5 people in the middle. But they would be covered in armour on their shoulders, elbows, knees and hips, I think it was. And you could only touch the ball with those body parts. So the tour guide said the games would start at noon and they'd go on until sunset. And they would often go on for 2, 3, 4 days. They'd often go on for 2, 3, 4 days because it was impossible to get it through the hole. So the ball they played with to get it through these holes was a rubber ball. So I don't know if you've seen it online. You know those trees where they cut a diagonal line into it and you have that white sap and it goes into that bucket, so that's rubber. And then after those 2 or 3 days, when they go into sun death mode, so I think after the first day it became sun death. So basically, a lot of the games were 0-0 until someone hit a score. And when they hit a score, the winning captain, who was on these ledges previously, would now go up there and be executed, because they believed that the gods only wanted the best people. So the winning captain would be executed as a reward and the biggest, the highest praise, and they would use the blood of him to spread across the crops and sort of fertilize and bless the land. So yeah, a bit of a backhanded compliment, let's say that. So the tour guide said that's probably why the games went on for so long, because no one wanted to score and kill the captain. But it was essentially one of the biggest, highest praises you could win. Guys, I don't know where you can see me, but we're in the town of Valladolid. I think that's how you pronounce it. This is where the Spanish came so many years ago. It's quite aesthetic here. The French guy told me about it. If you haven't seen that video, go back a few vlogs. Yeah, so a lot of the buildings are sort of yellow and old school, like imagine like old school Spain. Yellow, red. It's really aesthetic here. Yeah, look at that. This is the town has like old school style. There are the yellow buildings. See, man, things I do for you guys. Take the long way around. You would have missed all this. And to be fair, I missed all of that as well. I've only seen it at night time, but yeah. That French guy wasn't lying. I think it's called Steve as well. Steve Lelon, something like that. So yeah, it wasn't lying. Thanks, Steve, man. Put me onto this place. Yeah, I might go do another trip here. Maybe a day trip. I don't think so. I don't think I have time. But yeah, man, one for the history books. With travel, there'll always be places that you never get around to go in. There'll always be places you want to stay in longer, and there'll always be places that you skip. So the goal is to just travel as much as possible and see it all, man. See it all.